Hey, Virgo, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Tarot and Astro Insights. And this is going to be a timeless message for my Virgo collective. Keep in mind, this could be for any major Virgo placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, even your North Node. If the message doesn't resonate, check your other signs and placements. I felt a very strong connection to Virgo Rising, so that might apply to you. But it was a very intense energy of a rebirth. So Virgo, please feel free to subscribe, like the video, comment on the video, share the video, especially if you're resonating with the message. I'm going to talk about what came through in meditation and what I channeled into your energies. Then we're going to go into the cards. I've got a message on the table with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck, but I felt this energy of like digging deep. It's like somebody was digging with the spiritual shovel, digging deep and facing the shadow side of some negative emotions, whether this was obsession, depression, or grief. But what was really beautiful, kind of coming through the darkness of all of these energies, was a very prominent Ace of Wands. And so dig up what is worthy was a big message connected to that, Virgo. Dig up what is worthy, because I do feel you are uncovering some type of truth, whether this is a deeply buried truth within the heart, or maybe this is a truth about some type of ancestral pattern, because I felt the need to step out of some type of power struggle dynamic and to step into self-empowerment. So very interesting. What I kept hearing was come back, Virgo, come back to what really matters. And so maybe you are examining a deeply rooted conscious pattern or unconscious pattern, bringing it into the conscious light. But it's like excavation energy, like digging it up, excavating past histories, past memories, which I also felt this underlying energy of confusion when it comes to maybe a lack of being able to make a decision. So indecision was loud in the meditative session, maybe never knowing what path to take. And I felt a very strong indication of some type of relationship repeat, whether you've circled round and round and round with the same person in a relationship repeat, and you're here to recognize a pattern. And then I was taken to the energy of the world. And so there is spiritual enlightenment going on here. The world represents all of the fixed signs, Virgo. It represents completing a life cycle and stepping into something new. So maybe you need to break away from a certain conflict with somebody, with a certain person or many people, but you do have to learn to break some type of very difficult pattern here. And I do feel it's probably connected to one of the fixed signs. So pay attention to where you have those within the housing side, or if you have any of these planets throughout your birth chart, because that might be an indication of where the pattern is that needs to be broken. But I want to just remind you, Virgo, you don't have to keep reliving painful relationship issues that are rooted in the past if you choose to make a choice to go in another direction. And so just because some relationships might have a karmic energy or karmic contract to them, it doesn't mean that these karmic soul contracts are destined to last forever. And so completion was loud. And sometimes we come together with certain people just to learn to let them go. So release any dishonoring relationships was a pretty loud message. So let's jump in with the messages that came through with the Spiritual Journey Oracle cards. And the big message was there is a need for energetic protection. The central energy was protection. And so I kind of feel you're going towards a new life. There's that igniting your passions. And then we got the seeker energy. So I was shown 777 with the seeker energy. And so what might feel like a massive tower is actually leading you towards some type of blessing. I kept hearing blessing in disguise with that seeker energy. And so there is something here that I feel is getting really intense that needs to be addressed when it comes to a pattern. And there is a need to heal from unhealthy memories, whether it's obsessing about somebody from the past or unhealthy energies, and keep looking back, and that recreates these negative attachments And so you are being asked to release something in order to go to the next process of this renewal, of this rebirth. So you can grab a hold of that Ace of Wands. And so I kind of feel you're going through a massive heart opening. And so you might find yourself purging a lot of negative emotions. And as we purge, usually we are shedding tears, but it's almost like you've been ignoring this gut feeling, this gut intuition, and your higher self is saying, hey, Virgo, I do know what's best for you. And you kind of got to open up your heart. If you want to let forgiveness in, you have to let all of these old unwanted attachments and unwanted memories out. And we do that by opening the heart, by purging these negative emotions. And so forgiveness and compassion, because I feel you are in this major process of going through a soul awakening, a spiritual awakening, connecting to these higher truths when it comes to your soul's consciousness. And so there's a lot kind of happening right now, I feel, and you are part of a collective of energies and people that are here for this massive global awakening. And so I think you're in a tough situation. I think Spirit is saying, hey, we're here to guide you. You got to kind of connect with us. You got to go within to find that deeper meaning, to find that deeper truth. And I just feel Spirit is here saying, all you got to do is ask. All you got to do is ask us for a little bit of help, Virgo, and we're going to show you the path. And so right now you are being asked to learn to love yourself. You're being asked to make healthier decisions. You're being asked to release self-criticism. And I know that can be a pretty harsh thing to work through. I'm a Virgo moon, and being self-critical has been one of my biggest hurdles on this awakening journey. But we also need to remember criticism is there to kind of show us what we need to heal. Criticism is always a reflection of an unhealed wound, right? And so you are being asked to show love to yourself, because when you truly love yourself, that is when you promote healthier relationships into your life. And so there is a roadblock here. There is a roadblock. There is a challenge here that you're going to need to overcome. And I do feel this is connected to needing to protect your energies. And then fear was below the obstruction, but you are on this pathway of deepening your relationship to yourself. You're learning what brings you joy, what motivates you. You're understanding your core values, which is allowing you to step into some type of spiritual strength, I feel. And this is really allowing you to kind of pierce the veil and see a connection with somebody that I feel has probably really taken advantage of you. And so working through this fear, I feel, is what the obstruction is, because I feel there's insurmountable fear building when it comes to this illusion being shattered, this illusion connected to a very deeply rooted unconscious pattern in the mind. And so you are being asked to just embrace this experience, because you are learning what is going to motivate you to move forward for sure. And so I think you're in this huge clearing in the throat at 7:57. Okay, I had to pause the video because on my left side, my throat started with a massive tickle. Felt like it was closing up. And so the right side is connected to the feminine energy, the creative side in the conscious mind. And so there's something here about a challenge ahead, maybe connected to a divine feminine. You might find yourself needing to speak your truth. There is a major life change and challenge ahead. And I do think this is regarding something connected to the throat chakra, whether you need to message a divine feminine or you're waiting to receive a message and you resonate as a divine feminine. But I do feel somebody here is taking advantage of you and you need to speak up. That came on very unexpectedly. And so there might be a very difficult conversation here that will really help shape the pathway for your soul's evolution coming up here. So really pay attention to this deep-seated conversation. That's what it feels like. And I do feel this is going to allow you to step into empowerment. And so maybe you fear speaking your truth because it was almost like somebody was trying to choke me. It felt like I was choking. And so maybe there is a need for some physical boundaries, but I don't know that that's going to be for everybody. So let's go a little bit further with this message. Let's grab the Senses of the Soul Oracle deck. I do believe that was the deck that I was using with the previous zodiacs that I did earlier this month. But yeah, there's like a block. It's like there's a block when it comes to energy flowing through you, and the block is in the throat. So if you are struggling with a lot of higher chakra pressure or pressurized energy around the crown or the third eye, it's like the incoming messages are being received, but they're getting stuck at the throat. So there is a need to kind of open up the heart. It does feel like a heart awakening, a heart opening. And so this is to get you to realize that you truly do have all of this loving wisdom in that heart chakra, but you're going to have to open up the heart chakra. And so allow this energy to flow through you. I almost feel like a Nine of Swords energy. And so there is this energy of fear that is kind of blocking this energy that is flowing through you. So there is a really big time here, Virgo, to drop into the heart. So let's get a few of these out. And let's see what other messages need to come through for you, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. Please keep in mind that readings... Oh, that came out. That was a loud message. We're going to have to read that out of the book. Please keep in mind that this reading, all readings, I'm not here to tell you what to do. The cards aren't here to tell you what to do. This message is for somebody out there. So just keep that in mind, okay? I hope all this reading does for you is to kind of open up your mindset and allow you to kind of step into empowerment. But let's see what needs to come through. If you would like to book a more personalized reading, you're welcome to check out the links below. So we do get some truth coming out here. There's that truth being downloaded to you, Virgo, the higher chakras. And so you are supported as you undergo a deep-seated spiritual transformation here. So what do we got on the top of the deck? We get that silver star. So there is like a Knight of Pentacles. I feel a Knight of Pentacles. That is your card, Virgo. The Knight of Pentacles is representative of Virgo. And so there is an activation here going on. And it is connected to some type of rebirth. We get the Oleander card. It's a 14 card. And so there's an activation here going on when it comes to your spiritual blueprint. And on the bottom of the deck, we have this woody nightshade energy, which is asking you to embrace your shadow self. And so there was something about facing the shadow self with love and compassion. And so I do feel you're learning that as you heal yourself, you do help to heal the world. So I feel sacral chakra. I just feel like you are on this pathway to ascension, but we got to read that Yarrow card. We got to read that card that kind of come out a couple times. I feel that's a very strong message. And so maybe the lesson is non-attachment. Maybe that's the lesson here. Maybe the lesson is non-attachment. And so the sixth chakra is the third eye chakra. And so the sixth chakra, the third eye chakra, I do feel is very much open. But like I said, there is a block on the throat when it comes to tapping into all of the higher chakras and the corresponding message that is being downloaded. And so I do feel this is affecting your decisions. It's affecting you not having that clarity connected to your purpose. Although I do feel you are receiving intuitive insights, there's more information that is not being downloaded because of the block on the throat. And so there is a need to keep your channels clear. So you might want to work on a throat chakra clearing. You might want to go for a Reiki session and ask them to really focus on the throat chakra, or work with throat chakra stones. Blue lace agate would be a perfect stone. Any type of blue stone, blue sodalite. We get sodalite. Any of these stones would really help you open up the throat chakra. But there is a block when it comes to discerning energy. So discerning what belongs to you and what doesn't belong to you. So the opposite energy of you would be Pisces. So Pisces energy is coming through. But you need to understand how attaching to an outcome or attaching to a purpose really does put a damper on this natural, free-flowing energy going through you. And so this is about making a very active choice. I just feel like you got to make a decision. You got to act on this decision and trust that this decision is going to be for the highest good. And so, yeah, the shadow integration is really saying that you need to integrate your shadow self, which is basically going into the wounded ego, the wounded self. And so this is all of the most vulnerable parts of yourself, and you are being asked to feed these shadow elements of self with a lot of love and with a lot of care and a lot of compassion, because I do feel whatever's been left unintegrated, it's really leading you into repeating some type of destructive pattern. Maybe it's connected to self-sabotage or closing yourself off to love. That could be a destructive pattern as well, especially because if you close yourself off to love from the universe, love from source, you are closing yourself off to the light codes. You're closing yourself off to intimacy and all of these unlimited possibilities. And so it will keep you in a state of back and forth in depression, soul suppression, and confusion. So you kind of need to integrate that part of yourself and bring the darkness back into light. So the Silver Star is saying you've gone through an intense awakening, a soul awakening, a DNA activation, and now you're kind of needing to embrace this new blueprint for your life. So let's go a little bit further with the tarot. We're going to go in with the Tarot of Dreams today. I do feel there's going to be a message here for you. Look at that. We get Capricorn energy and Scorpio energy. And so that's it. Into the darkness you go. And so you're not quite through the rebirth process. We still have about 4 weeks left of Pluto in Capricorn. And so there's still a lot being unboxed, unraveled, maybe revealed as Pluto finishes its final transit through the sign of Capricorn. This is the energy of Pandora's box. And so it's like the releasing of the shadow self in order to go through this rebirth. And so death in reverse is like, it's kind of time to come back to life. It is time to come out of the shadows. And so maybe over the process of the next 4 weeks, and going into Scorpio season, we are going to be working through this. So Virgo, I say we, so I don't know who we is, but there might be somebody else that you need to work through some type of circumstance. Maybe you're bringing something back to life with a Scorpio or a Capricorn. But let's get into it. Let's do 9 cards and let's see what this message is all about for you, Virgo. 5 of Coins in reverse. So that I'm placing right on top of that new life. And so your life is about to look different than it has in the past. And so this is coming out of some type of financial struggle. This could be coming out of a state of a lack of consciousness. And then we get the Moon card. And so there is something here that I feel has recently ignited your passions. But there's going to be some type of wake-up call. There's that negative, repetitive pattern. And so I do feel there could be a pattern connected to jealousy, connected to envy here. The Queen of Wands in reverse. There could be like a lacking of energy here. But I feel there's going to be a wake-up call. We get the 3 of Cups in reverse. So there is a third-party situation here that is intensifying, that is going to have to be addressed. And so you could be dealing with a Mercury in Cancer. You could have a Mercury in Cancer. You could be dealing with a Pisces or a Taurus. But the central energy is you need to protect your heart. The Palace of Cups in reverse is a huge indication of a heart awakening. And so I do feel when we awaken that heart and we go through this awakening process, it does invite in a lot of shadowy, darker energies. And so you are being asked to temper yourself, to really address any addictive patterns. Maybe it's a Sagittarius that you're dealing with. It doesn't have to be. But there's a mirroring energy going on here. And I do feel there is a need to release something here. We get the Lover's card. And so there is a gut intuition, feeling that you've been receiving, connected to a soulmate, connected to a lover. There could be an unexpected choice in love. But I think your higher self knows what is best for you. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, 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 yes. The High Priestess card. So, yes, your higher self knows what is best for you. And the last card out is the 7 of Cups. And so you are seeing things in a whole new light. There is this energy of disillusionment, life force activation. And what do we got here? And we get the Knight of Cups. So I just feel there is this deep emotional exploration going on here. On the bottom of the deck, we get the Page of Cups. we get the Three of Wands in reverse, and we get the Four of Wands in reverse. And so there could have been a separation that came very unexpectedly. This could have affected children, doesn't have to be. But I feel there's been this energy of blocked communication with maybe the father of your children. And I feel there's this overwhelming sense of lack of healing here with the Star reversed. But you've got to complete this cycle. And so there is a cycle coming to an end. Maybe it's taken the last 5 years to complete this cycle. I'm feeling 5 years with the Pentacles to come out of a sense of lack. Maybe you were abandoned and kind of left for dead here. Not literally left for dead, but it's kind of time to lay down this burden. And so there is a massive release here. It's like you can't carry this load anymore. It's blocking you from this brand new beginning because the Fool energy is right there. There's that World card that I felt in meditation. And so this is a long, hard look at what it is you need to get honest about when it comes to integrating this very shadowy lesson, because I feel there's a need to get honest. There's a need to clear the throat chakra block. Maybe there's a need to exchange words or have a conversation with this King of Pentacles. Could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It doesn't have to be. Or maybe this person is coming towards you with an open-hearted confession. But you're being asked to really master discernment here for sure. The Queen of Swords is discernment. And I just see you cutting this person out because I do think this person caused you a lot of heartbreak. I do think this person caused you a lot of challenges, maybe put you in a position where a lot of people knew about your business and it created a lot of challenges for you. But there is this opening of the shadow self that you're going to have to work through in order to get to the other side here. So what is the Palace of Cups in reverse? Because I do feel you are seeing things clearly when it comes to somebody that really doesn't have any emotional maturity or staying power. So let's look at the Palace of Cups in reverse, because this might not fully come full circle until that North Node moves into Pisces in the new year. And so we get the 10 of Cups, clarifying the Palace of Cups in reverse. We get the Faith card, and we get the 7 of Wands in reverse. And so it was like a shattering of illusions of some type of family situation or a happily ever after. And this is about opening up your heart. And so you might feel a little bit defenseless, or maybe you did in the past. But this is really asking you to get grounded, to recognize your worth, recognize your value, and to step back into empowerment. Because you can't stay stuck looking back forever on some type of connection. It's kind of time to break free from a negative, repetitive pattern. That's the Devil card in the lower arcana. And so I do feel within the next 8 weeks or so, a bubble's about to get burst. You're going to gain this new perspective so this energy can flow through you very freely once again. Because I do think there's some type of an illusion connected to a partnership here. And this partnership was never meant to last. It really didn't have staying power. And I think it was there to reflect back to you where maybe you were closed off in the heart in order to awaken your heart. So what does the High Priestess have to say? Because your intuition already knows something here. And your intuition is saying, you know, it's time to move on. You know, it's time to stop looking back. It's time to move on. It's time to release that overthinking energy. Stop looking back. You've done enough healing. It's time to stop looking back, because this is blocking that Ace of Wands that I felt coming in. And so there's a delay. There's an obstacle because there is some type of reattachment here or attachment issues. There is some type of toxicity here that still needs to be addressed, that still needs to be looked at, I feel, over the next 4 weeks as Pluto finishes its transit through Capricorn. So let's close this off with a crystal stone deck card. What is the closing message for Virgo, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. The closing message for Virgo. Turquoise, speak your truth. That's the medicine for all of this energy. You've got to speak your truth. And we get blue calcite on the bottom of the deck as well. And so both energies are connected to the throat chakra. And so I think you've lost your voice. It's time to make a statement. It's time to protect your truth. I do feel it's really time to get reconnected again. To get reconnected. And so there is this energy of maybe you are up at night worrying. Maybe you're waking up at 3 a.m. every morning worrying. But stress really is your number one enemy right now, Virgo. Stress is the enemy. Don't freak out because there's accomplishment here. It's like the deadline to close out this cycle is over the next 4 weeks. And this stress energy surrounding you really is kind of blocking your creativity. It's blocking dreams coming through. It's blocking you from getting to that place of joy again. And so you do need to speak up. You need to speak out. I do feel seeing the silver lining in this situation is really going to allow you to move forward. But you've got something to express. And whatever it is that's making you feel disconnected from your life or your human existence, it's time to remind yourself that you are here for a reason. And so maybe it's time to put somebody in their place too. Maybe it's time to put somebody in their place, Virgo. I'm not sure, but that's what I got for you. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you'd like to go further with a personal reading, check out the description box down below. I'd also like to quickly mention I am offering one-on-one private astrology mentorship. If that's something that interests you, check out all the links below. I hope to see you all again next time, and thanks for showing up, Virgo.